Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Crystal and I'm going to be sharing 4 easy dinner ideas that you can make at home. So if you guys enjoy watching these What's for Dinner videos, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also too, if you guys want to check out more food and recipe idea videos, as well as my playlist for What's for Dinner videos, feel free to check that out. I will be putting it down in the description. So let's get started with this week's What's for Dinner. So on this day we made jalapeno poppers or stuffed peppers. We're going to be using pork sausage country style or the breakfast one. I will be making sure to put all the ingredients down below in the description, so go ahead and check that out. This recipe I am doubling, so I'm using 2 pounds of that pork country style. What I like about this is that it's already seasoned. I don't have to add seasonings to it. All I need to do is make sure that it's fully cooked, and I'm going to ground this up. What I'm going to be doing here is making sure that it's fully cooked, and then I'm going to be adding softened cream cheese to this, and then I'm going to be stuffing these jalapenos and then wrapping them with bacon. They were so good. We've tried them before when we've gone to my best friend's house. This is actually her recipe and her dad's recipe, so thank you so much Leslie and David for sharing this recipe with us. It is such a big hit, and when things go back to normal and like big parties and big things going on, I will definitely have to be making these for the holidays because they were just a big hit. My husband and I really liked them. We were able to send some with my in-laws and with my sister-in-law, and they really enjoy them as well. So here I am just cooking them, and as you can see to the side, we're actually in a video chat of our church. We were having a church video chat, so that was really nice to talk and chit chat with them. So now that my pork sausage is fully cooked, what I'm doing is just make sure it's really grounded up and really fully cooked, and then I'm going to be adding the equal amount of the pork sausage. So I use 2 pounds of pork sausage, so I'm going to use full pound of cream cheese, and this cream cheese is softened. I do recommend to let it sit out so it could soften up a bit. It will just be easier to incorporate, and all you do is such an easy recipe. That's what I really like about it, is that once your pork sausage is cooked, you add your cream cheese and let that well combine, and then I'm going to show you the next step on how easy it is to get these stuffed in the jalapenos and have these delicious, either they're called jalapeno poppers or stuffed peppers, I don't know, but they're really good. So I do have this on a medium heat, and like I said, since I am using softened cream cheese, it just makes the process so easy. In about 5 minutes this is well combined. You can definitely pop a lid on it and let it melt on its own, but I just stood here with a medium heat and let it mix really quick, and then from there I will show you what I do next. But like I said, I use 1 pound of ground sausage to 1 brick of cream cheese, but since I use 2 pounds, I just double the recipe, and the ingredients will be in the description, so always go check that out. So here I am just slicing my jalapeno in half, and what I'm going to be doing is after I slice them all, I'm going to be taking the seeds and deveining them, since this is what we're going to be using to stuff them with the sausage and cream cheese mixture. You can definitely use a knife and take the seeds out this way, or you can use a spoon and use that as well. I use the combo of the knife and the spoon. I just suggest that if you are using a knife to be cautious and be careful, and also too, if you're going to be using the spoon, be careful as well because you can rip the jalapeno. But I used the combo of both and found that it was easier. As I was deveining the jalapenos, my husband suggested that I should wear a glove, so I did put on a glove. You'll see that in a bit. And only because if you're cutting chiles, especially a more spicier one like chile serrano, this has happened to me before, where I've cut them and then I'll wash my hands and I rub my eyes, and even after washing my hands, the chile is still concentrated in your fingers, the spiciness. So just be careful. If you have gloves, you want to use them, feel free to use them. But this jalapeno was not that spicy. It didn't have a kick at all, but it just depends. Some chiles do have a kick and some don't. But if you guys don't like spiciness, you don't like the heat, but still want to enjoy this, I suggest using the small peppers that don't have heat. They come in a variety pack. They're like green, red, and orange. My daughter really likes the red ones. They're nice and sweet, and she dips them in ranch. I would suggest using those since they're the same size of a jalapeno, or also to just go ahead and use a bell pepper. You can easily enjoy that as well, and you don't have to worry about eating spicy food. So I'm going to continue on cleaning the peppers. After I did devein them and take the seeds out, I did give them a rinse just to make sure there was no seed. But like I said, they were not spicy at all. So here I am just stuffing them in here. Now I suggest you not to overstuff them because you are going to be grilling them, or at least as we grill them outside, and you will see that. So I didn't want to overstuff them because they have cream cheese and sausage, and I didn't want that goodness to bubble over. So I just fill them up with a spoon and flatten it out and just made sure there was enough. I didn't want like a little bit, and I didn't want too much. So you're gonna see me stuffing the peppers, and then after that comes the fun part. We're gonna be wrapping it with bacon. So now I'm going to be wrapping them up with bacon. I did use 2 packs of them for the amount that I was making. Definitely you can use less or more. And if you want to use a full slice of bacon like I did, you can also do that too, or cut it in half. The only thing that I do suggest is making sure that you wrap them up nice and tight. I try to make sure that they were nice and tight. I didn't want them to be loose. One of them was a little loose, and that one the bacon kind of just unravels, so just be careful if you do make these at home. Also too, another great tip is you can always put fully cooked bacon on top. Give that a try and see if that's good. So here I am now seasoning some ribeye steaks. My husband bought some, and also my brother-in-law. This was actually Mother's Day, and I was seasoning up the steaks, and then my husband was going to grill them. And it's always a nice treat when the dads cook, so this was really nice. I seasoned up the steaks, he cooked them, and everybody got to get their own meal. My mother-in-law helped us out, and she baked some potatoes, so this was just a nice treat for Mother's Day, just to have a nice, delicious, easy meal at home. And this steak seasoning is the one that I really like to use. It's pretty much just a combo of different seasonings, and you'll see that I am going to run out, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It's very, very easy, but definitely if you guys have your own favorite seasoning, definitely use that, whatever your favorite seasoning. And this seasoning, what I like about it is that I use it on my my beef or my pork. You can also use it on hamburgers. It's really, really good, and you might have these seasonings at home already, but if you don't, I always like to say on my channel, work with what you got and make it your own. So definitely you will see right now what I use, 3 easy ingredients, or 4 of them actually, to make the seasonings. Now what I'm doing is, as I'm adding the seasoning, I'm rubbing it in there and making sure it's nice and massaged in there. And I do that on the top of the steak as also at the bottom of the ribeye steak. So the first thing I start is by using the Monterey steak seasoning. This steak seasoning, if you have not tried it, it's really good. It has tons of seasoning and spices. It's really good on its own, but we like to bump it up a little bit. And if you are familiar with my channel, I love my spices and I love my seasonings. It's hard just to stick with one. I like to mix things up, so if you guys like a lot of flavor as much as we do, I definitely recommend you making the steak seasoning. And then the next thing that I'm going to add in there is a little bit of the Lori seasoned salt, and that is one of my favorite seasonings. I'm also going to be adding some paprika. Now I'm not going to be adding a lot because I don't want this to be spicy, just enough for color and for flavor. And then at the end I will be adding a little bit of black pepper. Now if you're not huge on black pepper, I would just skip the black pepper and leave it at those 3 simple seasonings. Very simple, but we love black pepper, so I add just a little bit in there. I give it a good shake and then I just add it. There's no really right measurements. I would just test it out. Now if you guys don't have the regular Lori seasoned salt and you have the garlic one, go ahead and add that. You can definitely switch it up and work with what you have. Don't worry about going out and buying all these seasonings if you don't have them. Try different ones. That's the fun thing about cooking at home. Also too, I do want to say that this steak seasoning is amazing on chicken as well. It always helps when we don't have steak at home but we want a steak. I will add it to chicken, grill some onions and mushrooms, and we are good to go. So on this day that we made the ribeye steaks, like I said, my mother-in-law made the baked potatoes. I also off camera cut some onions, and we also grilled some zucchini. Here my husband is cooking the peppers and the steaks. We're also cooking some short ribs because we've really been liking, and we just cooked a lot of food for us, so we definitely had leftovers for the next day. And this is pretty much our dinner. I'm going to show you what it looks like all plated up. It was so good.
Se van a desvanecer. Algún día volverás tú al lado mío y yo de testigo. Vamos 1, 2, 3 sin estrés. Muéstrame esos pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven.
So off camera I did chop up an onion, and all I added was a little bit of garlic salt. If you guys don't have garlic salt, definitely just add regular salt or just leave it like that. Caramelized onions, as long as you let them cook nice and slow, just bring on an amazing flavor and go really well with steak or chicken. So for Mother's Day, my husband bought me sushi. I didn't even get to eat it because I was so full, but I did have it on the following day. This is my plate right here. I have the ribeye with the grilled onions and zucchini. I have 2 of those peppers that were so good. The baked potato that's the size of my hand. I couldn't even finish half of this. I was so full. My mother-in-law bought these big potatoes, and that one was the smallest one I could get. But this is what we had for dinner on that day. Hi guys, so for today's dinner we're actually going to have some leftovers, and I have some chicken that I didn't cook up yesterday, so I want to cook that up. I just put my favorite avocado oil spray in here, and I have it on a medium heat. I'm going to cook up the chicken, and I'm seasoning it a bit different. It smells really good. This is my friend's April's favorite seasoning she's always talking about on her channel. This is the Trader Joe's 21 Salute. I bought this a couple months ago and I forgot that I had it, so I'm going to use it, and it just smells so good. It doesn't have any salt, so we're going to give it a try. I seasoned one side and I'm going to season the other side. So I already had seasoned the bottom of the chicken, so I just made sure to add my chicken and then season the top of it. I also pop a lid on it and cook it and make sure it's fully cooked on both sides. The seasoning was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was bad, but definitely I would like to add a little bit of different seasoning just for more flavor. It was good, but I definitely would add more, and this is what the chicken looked like fully cooked. It was nice to have that, and we also had leftover steak. We also had leftover mixture of the cream cheese with sausage, and since we were out of jalapenos, what I did was I put it in a baking tray, and you definitely don't have to add extra cheese on it. I was just really curious, and I added some shredded cheese on top. Next time I really don't think it needs it. I feel like the sausage and the cream cheese goes really good, and the cheese was just a little too much, but I was just trying to be a little extra cheesy and wanted to see what it tasted like. But like I said, that's the fun part of experiment and trying new things, cooking in the kitchen, and next time I will definitely not add the cheese on top. But like I said, this was really good. I just baked this in my oven, or in my toaster oven in this case, for about 5 minutes, and then we had this to dip with chips. Look at that, it looks so good, and it was really good. It's just like I said, I don't think it needs the cheese. We dipped these with a little bit of chips and had that on the side with the sushi and the chicken. I just didn't show my plate this time, but that was dinner on this day. So on this day, my in-laws made shrimp cocktail, or in Spanish it's called cóctel de camarón. There's many different recipes and many people make it different. I really like the way my in-laws make it, and pretty much what they add is they add V8 juice, they add clamato, which is a tomato and clam juice, they add aguacates, avocado, cilantro, also to some onion, I think. Cucumbers, like I said, the shrimp, they cook it and then they add some of the shrimp broth to it, and also peel the shrimp and add it to there. And it's, oh, and a lot of lemon juice. It's very good and very flavorful. And then also too, we pair this with tostadas and crackers and then like a lot of hot sauces. So definitely when I can next time, I will try to film them so that you guys can see how easy and delicious this is, if you guys like seafood and like that option. And then we made enough for 2 days, so definitely we had this on this day and then the following day, as well as my sister-in-law made shrimp ceviche. And to that one, this is the shrimp ceviche. She added cucumber, she added a little bit of tomato, she also added a lot of lemon and other ingredients. This is the watermelon that she cut up, and I had tajin and chile on it, which is so good. This is the ceviche tostada that I had with a pepino loco, which is a crazy cucumber that has chacachacas, peanuts, tajin, and chamoy, and then the avocado. And that was dinner for that day. So on this day, my mother-in-law made tacos de lengua, and pretty much when she cooks the lengua, she does cook them and she boils them for about 4 hours, and she adds onion, a whole head of garlic. She also adds a couple of bay leaves so she can cook them, and then she peels them and then cuts them up, chops them up in these little squares. She also made a salsa, and my father-in-law cut up some cilantro and onion, and this is what we had on this day, tacos de lengua, which mainly my husband ate. I didn't have none. But yeah, this is what's for dinner for this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. For more videos like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one.